And interest rate, is that paid monthly or yearly?
It's paid monthly.
It's
Yeah.
paid monthly. So if I have £1,000 loan on a credit card and the interest rate is 10%,
Yeah.
I'm paying £100.
Paid monthly. Over the year, they're going to pay 100,
Okay.
but that's split out into monthly payments, assuming that they're not drawing down more on that credit card.
Are you against credit cards?
Credit cards are good if you're using them in the right way. Really good if you're using them in the right way. And that means the points that you're using, the rewards that you get for it, the bonuses that you get from it, all really helpful, only if you're paying them off in full every single month. If you're not using that, or if you're not doing it in that way, which is kind of what they want you to do, because they want you to miss these payments, because that's how credit card companies make money, by your missed payments. If you're not doing that, then the benefits just don't weigh up.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. Use credit cards, but use it in a way that stacks up in your favor, not in the credit card company's favor.
It's almost paradoxical that you'd use a credit card, but only if you can afford to use a credit card.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I
exactly. Yeah, you got to think about it. Can I pay for this thing outright in cash? If I can, then I can put it on my credit card. And that's the anomaly is property. If you're using it to make money, healthcare, education, but for anything else, unless it's making you money, that's the way you want to think about it, because it does encourage extra spending otherwise.
Okay, so I'm going to pay off my high interest debts first with any spare cash that I have.
Yeah.
What's number 3?
Number 3 is build your emergency buffer.
Okay.
So this is your core living expenses that we've already calculated in step 1. And you want to times that by 3 if you are single, you have predictable income.
Mm-hmm.
Or you want to times it by 6 if you are head of household, you have a mortgage, you have unpredictable income. That's your emergency cushion. And it protects you from the bigger life things. It's the third thing you want to do. It protects you if you lose your job, if you have a health scare, if there are dependents that you need to care for. This kind of buys you that time. But there's really interesting research from Vanguard that actually showed saving 3 to 6 months of your living expenses does more for your emotional well-being than earning over 200K.
So just the peace of mind again.
It's that breathing room. 3 to 6 months of breathing room in your bank account. It just moves the needle. It's the peace of mind. It's the security. It's the stability. One of the core human needs. And it's interesting because we're kind of looking at making more money and earning more, and we're chasing the next number. And actually the thing that's going to have the biggest impact or move the needle on our financial well-being is, at this stage, having that 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up.
It's all relative, right? At the end of the day. So it's incredibly stressful, and I've been there when you don't know if you can pay this month's rent, if you don't know if you can feed yourself, but also the sort of back of the mind knowledge that if something were to happen, you'd be screwed. It's an incredibly stressful way to live, and you might not even realize the stress consciously, but you might just feel it. It might just be an angst in your life.
Yeah, and I this applies at any income level, even people earning 6 figures who are living paycheck to paycheck, who don't have that emergency buffer in place. They have that anxiety. And also that same report showed that having that 3 to 6 months with the people that they surveyed, their productivity at work was better just from knowing that they didn't have that financial stress.
I know millionaires, people that have a lot of money, that are in a similar position in the sense of they are stressed and anxious because their overheads are also in the millions every month, and there's a lot of money coming in, but there's a lot of money going out. So they're still sometimes just 1 or 2 months away from being at zero.
Yeah.
It's a different type of stress because their sort of subjective experience and lifestyle is better on a day-to-day. But it's interesting that it's really relative to your outgoings.
Exactly.
What's the 4th point then? So I've got have a peace of mind fund, which is 1 month's expenses. Number 2 is pay off high interest rate debt. Number 3 is build an emergency fund, which is 3 times your monthly expenses if you're single and 6 times if you're in a relationship and there's people depending on you.
Yeah. Most people actually stay here.
Okay.
A lot of people just save. And I just want to, before we move on to step 4, I want to say that if you're saving, you only want to save for one of 2 things: the emergency fund and the peace of mind fund that we spoke about. And the second thing is for any goals that you have in the next 5 years, whether that's a house deposit, car deposit. Other than that, you don't want to be saving that money. It's going to be, the value is going to be eaten away quicker with inflation if you're just keeping it saved in a bank account. So that's when you want to move on to step 4, and that is investing.
Okay, so you don't want to save, you don't want to oversave.
You don't want to oversave. Know when to stop saving and start investing.
And when does one start investing and stop saving?
After they've saved the 3 to 6 months of their living expenses.
Okay.
That's the third step. At that point, once they've done step 1, 2, 3, this is the point. And the reason why I say this, Stephen, is because if you start investing before you've got from steps 1 to 3, and you don't have your savings set aside, and the market goes down, and you have an emergency, you're going to have to pull that money out at a loss.
Yeah.
Or you're going to have to go into debt, which is why that was step 2, cut the financial bleeding. So it's really important to have steps 1 to 3 done before you even think about investing.
Okay.
Those 3 to 6 months is your core living expenses. So it's forget all your spending on the things that you love or the things that might make life good. It's just the things that you need to absolutely survive. Because if you do lose your job, you're not going to be out partying and spending loads of money. You're going to think, okay, how do I pay my bills for the next 3 months? How do I survive for the next month? That's the thing that's going to cover that off.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So it's not like the season ticket at Manchester United or the Louis Vuitton jackets.
No.
It's just your heating, your bills, your food,
Exactly.
survival.
Yeah.
So number 4 is investing?
Number 4 is investing. For a while, we've heard of the phrase save for retirement.
Yeah.
Saving for retirement. You cannot save your way to retirement. With the way cost of living is going, with the way inflation is going, with the price retirement is going to cost by the time you get there, saving is just not enough. You have to be investing your money. And there are 2 main ways that you can invest. But before I even say that, most people know that they should be investing, but they don't do it. They say, I'll do it tomorrow or next week or next year.